Belly fat that won't budge, cravings you can't control, skin tags appearing out of nowhere. You see, most people chalk these up to bad genetics or getting older, but these aren't random. They're your body sending you the same distress signal over and over again. That signal has a name, and once you understand what's actually driving these symptoms, everything starts to make sense. In this video, I'm breaking down all 5 signs, the science connecting them, and exactly what to do about it starting today. Go through each one and honestly ask yourself, how many apply to you? I'm also going to go through in detail my 7-step protocol to heal insulin resistance, shed unwanted weight, completely transform your metabolic health, so be sure to stick around to the end when I review this in detail. Because you see, if you've been struggling with excess belly fat, sugar cravings, skin problems, hormonal issues, and high blood pressure or high triglycerides, these are warning signs of metabolic problems. Your body is telling you that it's struggling to burn fat to produce energy. You need to fix the root cause. So let's talk about what is insulin resistance and why it matters. You see, insulin is the body's primary fat storage hormone. Its job is to move glucose from the bloodstream into the cells for energy. And when insulin is chronically elevated, cells gradually stop responding to its signals, and that's insulin resistance. The result, blood sugar stays high, fat accumulates, inflammation rises, and energy becomes unpredictable. Most standard blood tests won't catch it early. Physical symptoms appear on the body years before lab work reflects any problem. A fasting insulin blood test is the most reliable early detection tool. Anything above 7 warrants serious attention. So sign number 1, belly fat. We see visceral fat, the deep fat that surrounds the internal organs. It's one of the most direct consequences of chronically elevated insulin. Elevated insulin essentially prevents the body from unlocking and burning its own stored fat for fuel. This is why people who eat well and exercise consistently can still struggle with a stubborn midsection. The hormonal environment simply won't allow fat release until insulin comes down. This type of fat is far more dangerous than what just sits beneath the skin. It generates inflammation and places significant pressure on the body's vital organs. So let's talk about how to fix this. You want to restructure your meals so protein and healthy fat are consumed first. This moderates the body's glucose and hormonal response to food and creates a more favorable environment for fat burning throughout the day. Now, sign number 2, sugar cravings. If you have relentless cravings for sugar and refined carbohydrates, that's not a character flaw. That is a direct physiological response to impaired cellular energy uptake. You see, when cells can't absorb glucose efficiently, the brain interprets that as an energy shortage and sends urgent hunger signals, even shortly after eating. This creates a self-reinforcing pattern of spikes, crashes, and renewed cravings that feels impossible to break through discipline alone. Feeling an energy dip or mental fog shortly after meals is one of the clearest signs this cycle is actively happening. So let's talk about how to fix it. You need to lead every meal with protein and fat. So eat that first. That's going to moderate glucose entry into the bloodstream. Scale back on refined carbohydrates and incorporate light movement after eating. Even a brief walk helps the body manage blood sugar through a mechanism that doesn't require additional insulin production. So if you take a walk after meals, it's going to lower your blood sugar and keep your insulin stable. Now, sign number 3, skin tags. We know skin tags appearing repeatedly around areas of friction on the body are a metabolic warning sign, not a cosmetic inconvenience. Insulin functions as a powerful growth signal throughout the body. When it remains elevated over long periods, it can trigger abnormal proliferation of cells and soft tissue. A pattern of recurring or multiplying skin tags suggests insulin has been running high for a significant stretch of time. Addressing skin tags externally without resolving the underlying hormonal issue means they're going to continue to return. So let's talk about how to fix this. As insulin levels stabilize through sustained dietary and lifestyle changes, many people find that the growths actually diminish or resolve on their own without any intervention. So you don't actually have to put anything on them, just got to get your insulin and your blood sugar stable. Sign number 4, PCOS. That stands for Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome. It has a deep and frequently overlooked connection to insulin resistance. You see, excess insulin overstimulates the ovaries, pushing them to produce an imbalance of androgens that disrupts normal reproductive hormonal rhythm. This hormonal disruption manifests as irregular or absent cycles, difficulty conceiving, unwanted hair growth, persistent acne, and weight that preferentially accumulates around the abdomen, visceral fat that surrounds your organ systems and can create a protruding belly. Most conventional treatment approaches target individual symptoms in isolation rather than addressing the metabolic root driving all of them simultaneously. So let's talk about how to fix it. Again, a dietary approach that reduces the overall demand for insulin, prioritizing whole food protein sources first, quality fats, things like avocados, high polyphenol extra virgin olive oil, grass-fed meats, and fiber-rich vegetables, while minimizing refined carbohydrates. That's that's been shown to have meaningful results in restoring hormonal balance and improving, or in some cases fully resolving, PCOS symptoms. Sign number 5, this is common, high blood pressure and high triglycerides. These two markers frequently appear together and share a common origin in insulin resistance, though they're rarely treated as connected. Most people think that they're separate, but persistently high insulin prompts the kidneys to hold on to excess sodium, which increases fluid volume in the bloodstream and drives blood pressure up. Simultaneously, glucose that cannot be absorbed by resistant cells gets redirected by the liver and converted into blood fats, elevating triglyceride levels and compounding cardiovascular risk. The simultaneous presence of both elevated blood pressure and elevated triglycerides is one of the most telling combined indicators of underlying insulin resistance. Now, conventional medicine, they typically address each marker with separate medications, leaving the shared hormonal driver, the insulin resistance, completely untouched. So let's talk about how to fix it. Reduce the intake of refined carbohydrates and just overall added sugars. That's going to directly cut off the liver's raw material for excess triglyceride production. This also works to bring insulin down, and then that releases the kidney's hold on sodium, allowing you to release sodium and water, which reduces pressure in the blood vessels. And so ultimately, that's going to allow both markers to shift in a healthier direction through the same underlying change, getting your blood sugar and your insulin more stable. Now, let's talk about the 7 daily steps that start reversing it all. So I talked about some of these strategies, but I'm going to go through it in detail. This is the protocol. The good news about all of this is that insulin resistance, it's really actually easy to heal, and you can do it quickly. You just have to follow my 7-step protocol I'm going to review here. Number 1, stop eating several hours before bed. You see, eating close to bedtime keeps insulin elevated during sleep, the window when the body is naturally least equipped to handle glucose efficiently. That disrupts the body's overnight fat burning and repair processes and elevates stress hormones the following morning. Elevated morning stress hormone raises blood glucose throughout the entire following day, compounding the problem before it has even begun. A consistent kitchen cutoff time each evening. That's one of the simplest and most impactful metabolic changes anyone can make. Step number 2, eliminate inflammatory oils. Certain widely consumed cooking oils embed into cell membranes and physically interfere with the body's ability to respond to insulin signals. These oils are found in the vast majority of packaged and processed foods, and they can remain stored in the body's tissues for an extended period after consumption, up to like 680 days. Here's the oils you want to eliminate: canola oil, corn oil, cottonseed oil, soybean, safflower, sunflower, rice bran, and grapeseed oil, and all partially and fully hydrogenated oils. You've got to get rid of those. Instead, replace them with things like grass-fed butter, ghee, coconut oil, beef tallow, or high-quality extra virgin olive oil. Those are all really good oils. Removing those seed oils from the diet, that's been shown to produce rapid improvements in fasting glucose, waist circumference, energy, and cravings. Now, step number 3, address hidden environmental toxins. We know certain chemicals in everyday products. They're known as obesogens, and they directly interfere with the body's fat burning and hormonal signaling. The body responds to toxin exposure by directing those toxins into fat cells for storage, and that can actively drive fat accumulation and make weight loss extremely difficult. So the key toxins to minimize are going to be glyphosate, which is found in non-organic grains and produce, plastics containing BPA or microplastics, synthetic fragrances and personal care products and cleaning products, and household mold. So what are the practical steps? Number 1, you want to switch to glass food storage. Don't store your food in plastic containers. Use glass containers. Choose organic produce wherever possible. Replace synthetic fragrances with non-toxic alternatives, and test your home environment for mold. That's really important. And then you want to support the body's natural detoxification through adequate hydration. So you got to hydrate well. Daily movement. We talked about walking after meals. So moving your body regularly, 10,000 steps a day, making sure that you're doing resistance training to build some muscle. That will really help. Regular sweating through exercise or infrared sauna usage. That can be a game changer. And then consuming bitter foods like arugula, parsley, beet greens, turmeric, ginger, cruciferous vegetables, and cilantro all help with bile flow and better fat metabolism. Now, step number 4, rebuild fat burning ability through your diet. Phase 1, this is going to be the first 2 weeks. Reduce your total daily carbohydrate intake significantly. Prioritize high protein protein meals, at least 40 to 50 grams of protein for each meal. Add in healthy fats. We talked about butter, we talked about ghee, beef tallow, grass-fed meats, eggs, high polyphenol, extra virgin olive oil, avocados, all good fats. Include electrolytes, particularly in your water, and eliminate snacking between meals. That's gonna shift the body toward using fat as its primary fuel source. That's the first 2 weeks. Phase 2, you start this on week 3, we call it the 5-1-1 approach. 5 days of an extended daily fast with meals confined to a 6-hour window. So the first 2 weeks, just eat 3 meals, no snacks. Those meals need to be high protein, healthy fats, colorful fruits and vegetables. And then once we get into the 5-1-1, it's 5 days where you're eating your meals in a 6-hour eating window, okay? So you're gonna typically eat 2 to 3 meals. You're gonna have one day, this is the 1, so 5-1-1, one day where you have a higher carbohydrate day with no fast, and that strategically supports thyroid and hormone function. And then one full 24-hour water fast where you drink water, black coffee, and herbal tea only, and that gives your body a deeper metabolic reset. I'm gonna go through that in a little bit more detail as we go on. Step number 5, build and preserve muscle. You see, muscle tissue is one of the body's primary destinations for glucose, and the more of the muscle that you have, the less insulin is required to manage blood sugar after eating. So prioritizing protein at every meal, we talked about, at least 30, if not 40 or 50 grams of protein. That's gonna directly support muscle maintenance and growth. So every meal, at least 30 to 50 grams of protein, if not more. More muscle is gonna improve your glucose management. It's gonna improve your insulin sensitivity, and it's gonna give you a faster resting metabolism, so you're gonna burn more fat even while you sleep. Now, step number 6, you need to walk after meals. A short walk after the largest meal of the day, it's one of the most underutilized tools for managing glucose and insulin. Movement drives glucose into muscle tissue through a pathway that bypasses the need for insulin entirely, effectively doing insulin's job without the hormonal cost. This single habit erodes weight loss plateaus, it improves digestion, and it reduces post-meal inflammation. And then finally, step number 7, you gotta shift your identity. Reversing insulin resistance is as much a psychological process as a physical one. Beliefs like, I'm too far gone, or this is just how my body is, that's gonna create a self-fulfilling hormonal environment that works against recovery. Reframing the internal narrative from someone who has a condition to someone who is actively reversing it, that has a measurable impact on consistency and outcomes. The body follows the story the mind tells it. Shifting that story is the final and often most overlooked piece of the protocol. You need to know that if you have insulin resistance, you can heal, and it actually is easier than you think. None of these 5 signs I reviewed today are a life sentence. They're actually feedback. And feedback means there's still time to change course. The 7 actionable steps we covered are your starting point. Simple enough to begin today, powerful enough to transform your metabolic health over time. Like this video if it gave you value, subscribe so you'll never miss content like this, and tell me in the comments how many of these 5 signs you're currently dealing with. Be sure to check out the show notes. I'll have links to other information that's gonna help you, other videos, other articles that you can check out, and free gifts that will take you further on your journey to reverse insulin resistance, stabilize your blood sugar, build lean body mass, and have the physique and the energy that you want. So guys, check out the show notes, be blessed. We'll see you in a future video.